What up, guys? Welcome to Faded Town, the number one Pokemon podcast in the world. These are facts. Don't go to your local library this week. It's just not safe.
Don't go there.
You could Google that shit this week, okay, guys?
Yeah, you can do that one.
I got Rauhl here. I'm supposed to have Tord. I know I told everyone I'm gonna have Tord. We rescheduled. It's gonna happen.
I'm close enough. I haven't won anything, but you know.
You've been on the podcast. Everyone likes you.
Yeah,
and like this is, I think this is a good time to have a discussion podcast more than let me ask you about your life podcast. Even though it's been a year and it doesn't look like you fucking moved into your fucking house.
All right, listen here. I just some stuff on the floor. Like you sound like my mother.
It's funny shit. I kind of want to just jump into this shit. So we got the fucking coronavirus going.
Yes, our good friend.
Going wild.
Yeah.
Everyone in the Pokemon community seems concerned.
Yep.
TPCI or whatever, they're just running the fucking tournaments.
Yep.
I don't know how I feel. Like in my head, this is my honest opinion towards the whole situation. I'm okay with whatever you want to do. If you don't want to go, don't go. If you want to go, go. If they're gonna run the tournament, fuck it. Like if you want to go, go. If you don't, go. I have the hard. Well, go ahead.
I think the hardest decision, like behind why TPCI isn't making any moves, is because, well, like we saw Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Overwatch, whatever, cancel all their stuff, right?
Yeah.
League of Legends even, Smash did it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone is putting everything on hold. But the difference between their games and ours, unfortunately, is that TPCI has left it to independent contractors to run their events.
That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking.
So, from my knowledge, I could be wrong. From what I've been told from other game organizers and people who are directly involved with both Charlotte and Toronto, is that unless the city itself cancels the event, like Berlin happened with EUIC, or TPCI directly cancels, the organizer is shit out of luck.
Yeah.
They will lose all the money they put in.
That's what I thought. Like, in my head, I'm like, they're...
But, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Can just be like, we're already funding our thing, we'll just eat the loss. League of Legends, Overwatch, everything. The NBA even is like, we're losing billions of dollars on the season,
fucking
but we're not going to
Disney.
be held culpable. Yeah, even Disney's shutting
like,
down.
till the end of March. Like, that's
so, like,
bazillions of dollars.
In my opinion, Pokemon should just cut these organizers a check, Yeti Gaming, Tournament Center, drop them, 30, 40 grand, whatever it costs, like run the event. Pokemon is a multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Yeah, it's not even a question.
Yeah, drop them the 40 grand and just make sure everyone stays home. YCS Charlotte is happening the week after Charlotte in the same city. So they've already canceled. It's been a wild couple days, but I think I agree with you. Like, if you want to go, go. I'm not going to pressure anyone to make a decision, but it feels like, I think the biggest thing is you have to not be selfish in this instance, because my decision changed purely based on the fact that I was being selfish originally. But once you start thinking about the people around you, who you could possibly be affecting, the chance that you might not be allowed back into the country.
I think that's my biggest concern is like.
I'm
not gonna go anywhere. Like,
that cross line. Yeah, like I think. Wow. If anyone's been following me on Twitter, my opinion has changed drastically in 48 hours. I started off 48 hours ago, about 48 hours ago, being like, this isn't that crazy of a thing. I understand it's a real thing. I'm not uneducated about it. I've been reading up on it constantly. My work has been discussing it. We have constant alerts. I have a ton of hand sanitizer. I have a ton of wet wipes. I stocked up well before this thing got out of control. I've been following it purely because I was already involved when Australia was happening. And so the risk of me being quarantined in Australia was very real. And that was almost a decision that led to me canceling the trip. I talked it over with a lot of top 16 players that were also, going. And the consensus was that we'll be okay. But I think, given the gravity of the situation, especially with Trump's speech saying that, 30-day travel ban to Europe and NA, El Salvador closing their borders off, even though El Salvador has 0 cases, they're closing their borders off to any travel, in or out. Who knows what's next? Like, there are a couple of players going to Guatemala this weekend for imaginary points for the tournament that may not be held.
That we gotta talk about that too.
And there's a chance that they may not be allowed back into the country. Like, if Toronto and Charlotte were reversed for purely selfish reasons, we talked about this before we started. I probably would have gone for purely selfish reasons, knowing that if I got stuck, it would be in the country. If I got quarantined, I'd be in Charlotte. I'd be quarantined. Like the quarantine states aren't like a zombie ghost town. They're putting you in like hotel rooms. They're putting you in like an apartment building. Like they're putting you in a space where you can still live comfortably.
Yeah.
It's just, for me, I can't afford to give up the possibility of a job because I've been lucky and fortunate enough to have the opportunity to work from home.
Right. That's another thing. I was talking to people. I'm like, most people in their work setting are gonna interact with more people than they would at a regional.
Yeah.
And I'm like I get the people that are like, it's not like, it is what it is. Like, I'm gonna go. It's this many people. It's like 2,000 people or whatever it is at a regional. I was like if you, like, especially in Vegas, like if you work on the Strip, you're seeing 10 to 20,000 people a day easily going in and out of this place, interacting with that many people a day easily. So it's like my mindset was like, that's not that bad. But the more I read into it and shit, I'm like, it's just, it's not about it being bad. It's just groups of people it's about
stopping the problem, right?
Correct.
Like, it's one of these things where it's like, if everyone goes about saying it's not that bad, it'll spread very fast. And I think there's like a misconception about like what it is and why so much drastic actions are being taken. It's not like it's actually like, you guys are correct. It is not that bad.
Correct. You're not instantly dying if you get this. Correct.
Yes. It's like cold-like symptoms, flu-like symptoms. If you are elderly, predisposed conditions, you are at higher risk. The mortality rate is very low. So why is this such a big deal? And for those of you who have not read up on it, the biggest thing is, if you are looking at Italy right now, their entire medical infrastructure is failing because so many people are affected.
Yeah.
There is not enough people to take care of what is going on right now.
Exactly.
And I think that is the biggest fear of what's like going to happen. Like right now, like there's a chance that you literally, like, our medical system could collapse. The U.S. doesn't have a good medical system compared to the rest of the world. I won't lie to you, but like people in hospitals are being prioritized or having to pick and choose who survives.
Yeah.
Like, and that's kind of fucked, dude. Like, if you're elderly or you're younger, like if you're like below the age of 10, you're probably dead if anything happens to you.
Yeah.
If you're not going to get the medical treatment you probably have paid for, insurance, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's one of these things where it's like, it's not, we don't know what it is right now.
That's the biggest.
So
I think a lot of people, like, the one thing I can't stand is the people, like, we really, like, truly, we just don't know. I would say 90% of people don't know what this is, or even more. And
everyone who says like they know what they're talking about and like pretending like the end of the world is happening, like the thing that has been triggering me the most, I think, on social media recently is just people being like, X is going to be canceled, Y will be canceled, like, or like you will die from this, or this will happen. And I'm just like, you don't know that. We don't know this.
Yes, and it's just like, I can't, like, who are you? Like, you're a fucking person that works fucking customer service, and you Google shit. Like there's like a small percentage of people that have any clue of what is going on here, and like I would listen to them. And at the end of the day, you could just look around and go, all these giant companies, which, to be completely honest, I do believe that it only takes one. It only takes one of these giant companies to do it, and then everyone has to do it because you don't want to be that fucking company.
You don't want to be ground zero.
Exactly. You don't want to be the one that didn't take it serious and then something happened.
Imagine, like if something happens, it's not going to be Yeti Gaming led to an outbreak. It's going to be Pokemon Regional in Toronto is now quarantined because there's 100, 200 cases.
Yes.
Or it'll like trace back. Like right now, imagine the NBA. I don't remember the name of the guy.
Yeah, there's two of them. Yeah.
The NBA player who's on the Jazz. Like imagine how much shit he's getting right now.
Right.
Like he was joking around. He was like, "I'm not going to get it," touching the microphones, whatever. He literally has coronavirus.
Right.
This man literally canceled the NBA.
It's fucking nutty. But I don't know. It's like I wouldn't fucking stop living my life, you know?
Yeah,
it's
I'm not
cool
saying
to take precautions. Like, it's fine, but like, it's fine to live your life.
I don't think like putting your entire life on hold is correct. Do what you want to do. Just be responsible, be wary, know who you're possibly affecting. If you have like, if you say like live with your grandmother or have a mother or father who's like predisposed to lung conditions or something like that, just be cognizant of that because people are going around, they are not showing any signs or symptoms and they're still being carriers.
Yeah.
So like, if you have a mom who has like cancer or like your dad has like lung conditions already, like just take that into consideration. Like for me, the biggest like one of the biggest reasons I had to stop is my parents sat me down this week when I got back from Puerto Rico, and they expressed their concern. And you know, me being like pretty selfish, headstrong, I'm still young, I don't give a fuck kind of thing. I was like, I don't care. And then my parents brought up the fact that my grandmother, who's like, or my great grandmother, who's like 87, will be coming to live with us in 2 weeks. And they gave me an ultimatum. They said, if you're gonna do this shit, you're gonna have to go live in a hotel until we know you're clear. And I know at least one other person, Justin Bakari, whose parents did the exact same thing. Then when he got back from Australia, he had to stay in a hotel. So people are being cautious. People are being, and like that really like put into perspective like who I was affecting, what I could possibly be doing if I was going to stay reckless. You know?
Yeah.
So as much as the decision sucked, I went ahead and canceled Toronto and Charlotte. Put out there that I'm sorry, but like just your actions will affect other people. Just you know, be aware of that. So.
Yeah. You talked for a good minute. It was good, but it was straight robot voice. So, it was first slow motion. Then I was gonna screen capture your face because it froze, and it was like the funniest shit ever. But then as soon as I tried to, it like went away. But yeah, I think when it comes to Pokemon, at the end of the day, it's hard for me to say this because I think I'm in the worst situation when it comes to a Pokemon player. Because I would think people that already have their invite, it's not, like, it really isn't that big of a deal, you know? Like, if you don't go to any events until Worlds, it is what it is, you know? If they canceled everything and still had Worlds, you're fine, you're going. Those people that are not close to their invite, they don't give a shit. And then you have people like me that I'm at 250. I'm on pace. Like, I'm that type of player that it's going to take the entire season to get those 500 points. So now I'm sitting here and I'm like, but at the end of the day, Pokemon really doesn't matter that much. Yeah. I mean, it sucks because you put a lot of time and effort into something, and I'm in the situation is like, do I spend the money to go to Cups still? Because is there a point? Like, how many regionals are left?
5, I think. 5 or 6.
I think I have it up here. Let's see. We have Charlotte and Canada, so those are scratched. Like, and then April, all we have is Salt Lake, which is pretty much right after Charlotte.
I think that's scratched too.
Is it scratched?
I think so. That's probably going to be a scratch. Yeah. There's a pretty big the same conference, the Mormon thing that's happening the same day, got canceled.
Oh, did it? Let's see.
Yeah.
Then you have New York and Fort Wayne. Santa Clara is probably scratched. Well, this is in May. It's like, the thing is, a lot of people are like, Worlds is going to be fine. These other regionals are fine. Like, this is going to, that's in May. Like, you don't know shit. You don't know nothing. Who are you? Like, we could have this for like the next 7 years. Who knows?
Yeah. What TPCI should be doing is, I think, taking the same approach as Magic and all the other games where they're doing like a 30-day or like a 3-week or 2-week. Like, almost everyone is doing like a 30-day suspension on everything just to see where the situation is in 30 days. So for 30 days, they're saying, hey, for 30 days, like, everyone fuck off. Like, don't show up, be responsible, do your part, and in 30 days, we'll see where we're at. Like, if we're dying, well, fuck. If we're not dying, well, let's play some more games.
I like that. When you say it that way, you're speaking my fucking language, right?
Yeah.
This bullshit of like, we're gonna do blah blah blah. We're all gonna die. No, I like the 30 days. Fuck off. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and in 30 days we're not in a good position. We're back to 30 more days. Like, let's give it another run. Like Magic put out a very big statement Smash put out a pretty big statement. Yu-Gi-Oh put out a pretty big statement.
All right.
So
If we go, but like let's think about this realistically. All right. Say we go March, April, we get May, right? And they decide that we're good to go going into Santa Clara.
Okay.
That gives us Santa Clara and fucking Wisconsin.
Yeah, pretty much two regionals. And Origins, I guess.
And Origins. Is there... Do you think they do anything? Or is it... You're just fucked? Those people... You're fucked. Like...
I think there'll be a Worlds invite drop in that situation. It's one of these. It's an unprecedented situation. This has literally never happened, so I don't know how they'd actually deal with it. Like I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is all speculation. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So like in the 2016-2017 season, this is my only precedent for why I think they would change it. In Anaheim Worlds year, had Worlds continued on the pace it was going, we would have had like a 43-person Worlds.
Oh yeah.
A 43 Master Worlds would have happened.
That would have been kind of dope, in my opinion.
It would have been dope. I was one of the people fortunate enough to qualify. I top 8'd.
Was the points just so high or what?
The point payout was so low.
Oh, okay.
Like winning a regional was like 120.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, so like you could day 2 and you'd get like 30 points.
Fucking shoot yourself.
So yeah, so they bumped everything up in about May, when their numbers weren't looking as clean as they would have liked it. It was still one of the smaller Worlds we've ever had. We had a 6-round day 1. I didn't make it through, but like, it was still one of those where like the situation was unprecedented and they actually took an action. I have faith in TPCI to do the right thing. I know a lot of people who work there, and I'm sure right now they're struggling because I know a majority of Seattle has been like told to work from home.
Yeah.
So I think they're like struggling to communicate right now is the biggest issue. So they're probably like someone's probably gonna have like a really big meeting with legal, or something of this sort.
Yeah. And
I mean, I'm sure legal is probably like, yo, we can't let this fire. Like, there's no way we have to let Charlotte happen. Like, yeah. I think for Toronto it might be too late. Like, Toronto might just be a lost cause. Right. But I think it's incredibly irresponsible to let Charlotte happen.
I don't know. Especially, I just don't know. I don't know how I feel. I feel like, yeah, Pokemon just needs to say something. Because nothing else matters. Like, in my head, like, if you give me an opportunity to go, I'm okay with going. So, they need to take that opportunity away, basically. As bad as that sounds, it's like, everyone else is doing that, you know? Like, I'm telling you right now, if Disneyland didn't shut down, that shit would be packed. Wouldn't even be a question. Yep. And like, people would still go to NBA games. People would do this. It's just that Pokemon either's got to do it, and that helps a lot because like, if Pokemon just went in the 30 days, blah blah blah, it would just help so much.
It's hard for people to naturally make a selfless decision.
Correct.
I think.
Especially in a situation where you're competing.
Yeah, like imagine any ethical scenario, like all the stuff they ask you in school, like the one person on the train track versus the 5. Like you're like, oh, hypothetically, I'd always save the 5 people because even if it's one person I know, I'll kill them. We're in that situation. Yes. We're finally in a situation where it's like, would you go to a Pokemon event for championship points and risk your entire family?
Yeah.
Yeah, like for me, like the scariest thing is like, sure, if it's somebody unknown, like I know this sounds like really shitty to say, but like if I don't have any emotional connection or I don't know these people, like if I'm gonna affect them and I'm a carrier, like whoop-de-fucking-do.
Yes.
Sorry, my bad, dude. But like if I know the blood is on my hands that I could potentially kill my family,
it's rough.
Like I don't know how I would live. I know I'm young and healthy enough and blessed with a good immune system to the fact that I will survive. Like this is not gonna hurt me, but if like I killed my grandmother, like I like my parents will blame me. I will blame me.
Yeah.
Like
that'd be horrible, actually. Yeah. The whole thing is fucking. It's just a fucking shit fest, and You're right. I think a lot of people on Twitter make good points when they say stuff like that. And
Yeah,
but the biggest thing I don't like on Twitter is when people are telling you what to do. You know,
yeah.
I feel like it's okay if you don't want to do it. You know, but to sit there and tell people what they should and shouldn't do, I mean, again, you like I said, you work in customer service at some fucking some company or whatever you do with your life, you don't really know what's going on. So, like, the people that know what's going on will step in when things are horrible, and it looks like they have. And you can see all these companies just going down, and it is what it is, you know. But I can't.
Shit's gonna be crazy for a little bit. No one knows what's like. This is literally like you can say we've lived through an epidemic, and like, you could say swine flu was one, but I think swine flu really didn't do anything.
My buddy had swine flu.
That was like, yeah, people got swine flu, and like, it wasn't even like that contagious. They were like, "Oh, we got swine flu. I get to stay home for 2 weeks."
I hung out with him.
Yeah, like that wasn't even that bad. But this is like a whole new animal kind of thing. Like, this is just like a situation where like. I appreciate the response that people are taking. I appreciate the response that companies are taking. While it is a little bit drastic and a little bit scary, I think a lot of it is necessary.
Right. I think like it's not. There's no bad things that come from doing this. That's the biggest thing I think. Like,
right. Everyone just gets like everyone's lives just get inconvenienced.
Yes. Or you have a little less fun. Yeah. Like it
the only
is what
people
it is.
Who I like, my heart really goes out to is people that are like potentially losing their job or being sent home without pay. That
shit is rough. And I work kind of in the medical area, and I've got emails about it, and I'm like, if they just shut this down, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Like they'll give us supplies, they'll make sure we survive, but like what happens on the other side is like my biggest concern for these people, because there's no certainty. Like, people have families. Like, imagine America's also notorious for like people not having savings.
Yes.
So like this could have been avoided by like, this is one of those situations where like having savings would really help out. 100%. Like, for example, my family is very good at savings. They've taught me from a very young age to save money. For my first paycheck, I've been maxing out my 401k, my Roth IRA.
Smart.
Like, I know what I'm doing, but I can't say the same for a lot of Americans.
Yeah.
And a lot of Americans aren't even, or people in general aren't in the same fortunate position I'm in. So student debt, XYZ, like
exactly.
People are gonna be like, this is gonna fuck people. Like, and I think like if you're thinking about Pokemon as like your biggest concern, bro, we gotta talk. Like,
100%.
we gotta have a nice talk.
Like I get, like, exactly. Like, Pokemon just isn't that big of a deal. The more I think about it, that I just get triggered when I see people telling people what to do that don't really, like, they think they know shit, but they don't really know shit. Like, they make good points. Like, don't get me wrong, the shit you're saying is right, and you're making good points. But at the end of the day, like, I don't need to hear it from you.
Yeah.
And if you want to do something, go ahead and do it. And like, I don't think those people like that go to these regionals,
are bad people.
Bad people. Definitely. Like, I don't want to see that. That's the last thing I want to see.
I don't. Yeah. That's
I've already seen it on Facebook. Like, I've already seen people post saying
a lot of,
and then you get responses from people. It's like, well, you're stupid or whatever. It's like,
I mean, they're being irresponsible, yeah, and you can tell them to a certain point. But it's the same with like any situation. Like, your boy's dating a girl you don't like, you can't tell him to break up with her. You can just give him your 2 cents. Like, for example, I'm going to use an example, and he might not appreciate it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Like, Tanner is going this weekend to Toronto.
Okay.
But he's one of the few top 16ers that is going, and I've talked to him extensively because I've known Tanner for like 5 or 6, almost 7 years now. And Tanner and I go way back, and I know his father is not, like, Rex is one of my favorite people, and I don't think he's in the like a good spot like medically. He's an old guy. Like, I'll just say he's an old guy. Like, I don't think he would survive something like this. So like, I talked to Tanner and I gave him my 2 cents, and he told me he's still gonna go, and his mom doesn't care, is not worried, and Rex isn't worried, and I'm like, okay, your family's not worried, that's up to you. I said what I could say. I made my case. I had a talk with Alex Garcia as well. You guys might all know Alex Garcia. He's like sweetheart of the community.
Correct.
I had a talk with his mom because she brought him to Collinsville. And I thought that was already incredibly irresponsible. And after like giving his mom my educated opinion on the subject matter, she's decided to, I'm sure they'll make the announcement soon enough, but they're moving to Florida for a couple months to get out of the high risk New York.
I mean, he already posted on Twitter about how he's taking a backseat from the game right now because of this.
Yeah, they're moving down to Florida because that's his best chance to still play a little bit. And I know his mom's was like, it breaks my heart that I can't let him play. And I'm like, would you rather have him dead?
Right.
And I talk to Alex like on a daily basis, and his heart is breaking. Like my heart is breaking because I had to cancel. Like this is one of my most favorite things to do. For a lot of us, Pokemon is an escape. It's an escape 100%. From reality. It's an escape. It's a weekend with the boys. It's a weekend with your homies, the girls, like whatever you want to do. Like for me, Toronto was going to be about seeing my girlfriend and having a good weekend with the guys, like a good Korean barbecue and everything. So the decision got even tougher for me when Sierra told me, "I don't want to go, but if you're going, I will."
Oh God! Oh God!
So when that came up, I had to think about her as well.
Right.
And it's like I love playing Pokemon. Don't get me wrong. Like I've complained about formats here and there. I've complained in general, but this is like something that is a very integral part of my life, and I love doing it. I love seeing the people. So it really hurts to say that I think the responsible decision for me personally was to cancel. You could be living solo in like an apartment by yourself and like go and come back and like not know you're not gonna leave your apartment. Like fuck it, bro, do what you want.
Right.
But I live with my family.
Yeah, and I want to like emphasize this, like, because kind of the way we're talking, it sounds like you're going to this tournament, you're getting coronavirus. It's not like we're not. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that there's a risk that you're taking.
Yeah.
You're not going to this tournament and signing up for coronavirus. Like, just let's clear that. You're just taking a risk. That like they've like in California they put a ban on anything that has 250 people or more. Like if there's anything that has 250 people or more, there is no gatherings. You cannot have that many people. And that's what the governor put on California. And like, that's nutty because California is full of shows and shit like that. Like, comedians are getting shut down. Like, they can't do this shit.
It's destroying the economy, but like, the government and people are making the right decisions right now. Like, my work is like, I'm not saying like this is the end all be all. Like, I'm your source on coronavirus.
Correct.
Like, so, like,
at the end of the day, we're two idiots. Like, if you're watching this and you're thinking like, oh, these guys, we technically don't know shit. We're just saying things that we're feeling. It's not, so don't take anything to heart. We're not fucking doctors. We're not.
This is a situation where a lot of like influence, like what I've seen, I also appreciate from the community. There's a lot of influential players in VGC and TCG using their platform to voice their opinion. Some are like completely being, like you said, like, don't go, you're a scumbag if you go.
They might not even say that, but the way they continue the conversation, like, they make that post, and it's like, okay, that's good, and then someone will write, like, I think I'm starting to go, or whatever, and just the way they respond to everything, it just feels like they are fear-mongering. And it's like, it is what it is. Like,
I'm not appreciative of the people who are like putting up constant polls, being like, I'm on the fence. Like, what should I do? Or like saying, like, I don't know, people are saying one thing and doing the other thing where like they're concerned that they can't see. Like, people are saying things where it's like convenient for them.
Yeah.
Where like they use the coronavirus as an excuse. Like, for me, I would love nothing more than to go see Sierra or like have her come here or something. But we both know that's not the responsible decision in case we get trapped out of our own country.
Yeah. Like, what I posted on Twitter was, because I've seen so much, basically, like, hate on people for doing something. And I posted on Twitter, I was like, don't fucking feel bad if you go to these tournaments. Like, if you want to go to it, go to it. Like, don't get guilt tripped out of going to something that you want to do. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. And the people that don't want to go, don't go. It's that simple to me. I like, until someone bans the tournament, you know? Okay, you then no one can go. You know. But
one of the things that like I'd like to is like if one of the things that scares me the most is someone who's influential in the community and also influenced my decision. I know you guys watching might not react like this or think this way, but if I went, or Azul went, for example, I don't know if he's going or not. I'm not super close with him on this kind of level. His decision might be on the same wavelength as me. But if like I went, or Azul went, or Pablo went, or something like that, and we did bad, regardless if we did bad or good, but like any incident like Corona came out of this, imagine the shit we'd get.
Right.
Like I don't want to be the guy. Like as much as I'd love to win a regionals, and this one is theoretically easier than the rest because a lot of people aren't going. I don't want to be the guy that like wins the regional that shouldn't have happened.
Well, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I think that
think about it this way.
That has nothing to do with you.
Anytime I bring up, hey, I won a regional, it's going to be discredited to high hell, and I'm gonna get so much shit for it. Like imagine if I post I won a regional, there will be my handful of friends who are happy for me, but imagine all the random people that are going to come and just kick my nuts.
Who cares? You know, in my opinion, who cares? Because at the end of the day, you made that decision. Like I said, you made a decision. You wanted to go. You went and you won.
Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't care, but it's one of those things where it's like, is it really worth risking everything you've worked for in this community?
You think that people will?
Yes.
Really, that bad?
Yes. Yes.
I wouldn't even want to. I don't want to be in this community. If Hunter Butler goes to because he already said he's going to Toronto, and if he wins and everyone doesn't like him anymore, I don't want to be involved with any of you. You can stop watching this.
I think Pokemon. I think TCG is like on the lesser end of people. Like look at VGC. Like they're like big shaming people. They're big guilting people.
They are.
Smash is doing the same thing. I follow a lot of Smash people on Twitter. They're doing the same thing. League of Legends is doing the same thing. Like if you are going and playing right now, you are a villain.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is what I think. The TCG is not doing that right now, which is why I appreciate the community. But looking at how every other community is reacting is scaring the living shit out of me.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't agree with it.
As people, they want someone to blame. Just look at the goddamn NBA player, dude.
Right.
Like everyone is making him to be the villain. A couple of people are memeing saying like, he shut down the entire NBA, best defensive player, blah blah blah. Like those are funny as hell. But like for the vast majority, he's going to be getting like death threats for the remainder of his life.
I don't think it's going to be that bad.
I think so.
Really? I don't think so.
People do shit like that over reality TV shows. You don't think they do it over him causing like? Think about it this way: a lot of his Utah Jazz teammates probably have it. Their families probably have it. It's been about 2 weeks to the incubation period. All their fans probably have it. All the people they played against probably have it.
But at the end of the day, that's not his fault.
Staff. Is it not?
Well, everyone else was playing.
It's not his fault.
Where did it come from?
What? No, but it's not his fault. But look at all the news media outlets.
Yes.
What are they saying?
Yes. Correct.
If this happens and said like Azul wins or I win, what is the news going to say? They're not going to say Yeti Gaming hosts regionals. It's going to be Pokemon held regionals. This is the champion. He was affected with coronavirus. If
you're affected by coronavirus and you won, is that what we're saying?
Or you are there when a breakout happens.
And a breakout happens and you won. I don't know. It doesn't affect me at all. I don't know. Well, I just don't feel it. Come on. I know, but like I personally, I'll tell you right now, if Hunter Butler wins the regionals and affected, and then you're like, fuck Hunter Butler, like, unsubscribe to my fucking channel right now, please. Because it's ridiculous. I think, like, it was this decision that he made to go, and...
I mean, like, I agree with you. I completely agree with you, but, like, from my standpoint, I think it's, like, way too much negative PR.
Yeah.
It's like being R. Kelly right now.
God, I don't think it's that bad. R. Kelly's bad.
He did what he wanted.
But we can't fucking, like, we're comparing this to craziness. I think, like, even with the NBA player, it's like, I don't know. I just don't.
The NBA players, I mean, nobody knows, right? Nobody knows what's going to happen. It's just like, in the back of everyone's mind, they have their own fears.
Yes.
Some people have less fear than others. And I'm not going to, like, say anything about these people. Like, I commend you. Like, you're brave for doing what you want to do. But for being I think being brave and being ignorant is a very dangerously close line.
I don't know. I don't think you're brave for going.
I
don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
I don't think I've told. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't think I've told one person who's going that they're smart. I think I've called them all dumbasses at this point.
Yeah.
But that being said, like my decision this morning was like I literally like had to make multiple phone calls. I like sat down and had a very long conversation with Sierra about everything. This is hard. It's hard for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's such a weird area because it's like we don't really know anything. Like that's the biggest thing. It's like the unknown is like next week we could all be. This could get bad. You know, this could be really bad, or it could be nothing. It's like we just don't know.
That's why I think like giving it a month and figuring it out and seeing what happens.
I agree 100% with what you're saying. Like when it comes to the month by month and shutting down, I'm completely okay with that.
And it's not like my idea at all. I mean, other things are doing it already. Like
yes, that's what's happening.
Model example, like,
but like Pokemon's not doing that. That's what makes it rough.
Yes, it's very difficult. For all the other games, the company itself made the decision for you, so it's not hard for you to make the decision.
Right. That's the worst part. It's like, you can't look at these people as villains either. Please don't.
Yeah, they're making it. Yeah, please don't do it. Like I implore that you don't. It's like they want to do what they want to do. They're living their lives the way they want to live it. But
if he comes up, like, what if nothing? Like, if nothing happens, are you still a horrible person for going? I don't know. I don't think you're horrible.
I don't think you're horrible for going in any regard. I think if you're, the only time I will like patronize you is if you're like, I'm going and I know my dad is like gonna die from lung conditions soon or something like that. That's bad. But like at that point, I would be like, all right, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like we didn't have a talk.
I just don't see the person that's winning the tournament going on a fucking presser of, and not because he went to a tournament with.
I'm going to say this right now. Whoever watches this, wait till the weekend ends. Go on VGC Twitter, find whoever wins. I'm sure they're gonna get their shit bashed in.
Yeah, you're probably right, but I think
TCG might not be as harsh because we have a much softer community.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you, go to VGC, go to the like whatever esports or whatever is happening this weekend that decided to hold their shit. No one's holding it. Even like Dota canceled their big event happening in LA.
No one's holding
like,
shit. That's what
everything this weekend's canceled. Yes. It's only Pokemon.
It's only Pokemon. It's because the way Pokemon is ran is wrong.
LCS is still happening. They're
with
just completely evacuating with no one.
That's
like
fine.
Shit is happening, but they're keeping 5 players on stage, 2 coaches.
That's it. Yes. That's how it should be. Which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
We could we'll watch that shit on stream. Chill out your casa.
They're doing temperature checks going into the studio. They're like making sure everything is good to go. Like there's probably studio staff that are stocking everything before people get in, avoiding contact. They're taking their precautions. I don't know. I think it's very like the entire situation is painting players in a bad light when in reality Pokemon is not making a responsible decision.
Yes, I agree. And like you can sit here and say all day like you should make that decision yourself, but I don't know. I don't agree. If you already had plans and
everyone had plans, dude. I don't think that's an excuse. Everyone's doing refunds.
Well, yeah, I get that, but like I don't know. I'm not an advocate of packing up my life because of something that's not affecting me right now, you know? But if you look at it in the bigger scheme of shit, you should.
Yeah.
But I get people who don't, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand too. I think like the flatten the curve thing is very important. Just like stop the spread. So.
Yeah.
And like it's just like one of those things where it's like.
But how long does this go on? How long do we not have events? You know.
Dude, fuck if I know, man.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, do we just like. We can't go to Disneyland for the next 3 years.
I'm terrified. Like, I went to the grocery store today with my parents. We went to Costco, and it's like a fucking wasteland in there.
Yeah.
No toilet paper, like most water bottles, sodas, all gone. Snacks are gone. There's fresh meats, naturally, because people don't want to fucking cook in this kind of situation. Yeah. You can't preserve that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's weird.
So, like, everyone is treating... It's a pandemic. It is an issue. It is not... a simple cold. It's a pandemic, as globally stated. So do your precautions. Do what you have to do. and prepare for, I'm currently prepared that I won't be able to leave my house for the next month, and I'm fully aware of that.
Yeah, which is, I mean, you're fortunate, to be honest.
I'm fortunate to have the work from home.
Yes.
I have the means.
Yeah, I think Vegas is really rough. It's really rough because
it's literally a commercial site. It's a commercial enterprise. Like how is it going to thrive without the commercial enterprise?
Yep, we're gonna get fucked, and like, it's just a fucking ticking time bomb because there's no avoiding people. If you work downtown, if you work on the strip, there's just no avoiding it. Like, if it happens, it's gonna be ridiculous. Everyone's fucked down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, Vegas, but you can't it's like inevitable. I don't know.
Everything is inevitable. Shit sucks. It's unfortunate. Prepare for the worst, honestly. Like I'm like today I had to like my sister's school got canceled. Or like online or whatever. Yeah. Everyone's schools are getting canceled. I got told to bring my laptop home that I might not be. Yeah. My team lead, like I personally, like I said, I'm working from home. I don't plan on leaving the house for the next month.
Yeah, that's smart.
And it really fucking sucks.
Yeah. Because
like I like hanging out with friends. I don't like being in a vegetative state. I love playing video games and Netflix once in a while, but like
a whole month?
Not leaving my house for a fucking month. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm gonna get bored very quickly.
I don't know if I could do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna live my life normal.
Shit around me is closing. Like, I can't go to escape rooms are closing. Amusement parks are closing. What is normal anymore?
I don't know. Going out to eat. I don't know.
Going out to eat seems fine. That's like the one thing I'll probably end up.
That's about it.
Like, I'll probably still go out, grab like a slice of pizza or something.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Vegas doesn't shut down. Just doesn't.
Apparently, it's like a ghost town out there, though.
I would assume it is because that shit's.
Flights are like $5 for me right now to go to Vegas.
Yeah, I bet it's fucking free.
Like,
everything's
people
free.
To come, but nobody's going.
I want to fucking book tickets. Like, I'm looking at flights. I'm like, I just want to start booking from like shit in the super future. But like, it's so crazy because you just don't know how long this is gonna go on. And like, how long can we just do nothing? I don't know. At the end of the day, it's the smarter thing to do.
It's out of our hands. We have to leave it to the professionals.
Yeah, the 1% of people that actually know what's happening.
Yeah. And if shit hits the fan and eventually we get sick of it, fuck it. I mean, if we're already in anarchy, go do what you want to do. But for right now, it's still early, so.
Yeah. I don't know.
I say be smart. I say do the responsible thing. Don't think about just yourself. Think about all the people in your life you could affect. Is like my biggest thing. Like I'm a fucking selfish asshole 90% of the time, but like in this situation, I had to make the like smart choice.
Are you not playing cups and shit either?
No.
I
know it's local and it's probably cups are a different thing because they're like local enough that the virus could be centralized near that area anyway, like 2-3 hour radius span. I just think it's like, why the fuck would I go to like a cup if I'm already like,
yes, you're
putting myself
good.
out of a regional.
Yeah, and I'm good. You're good. So I'm saying, like in my situation, I'm fucking confused. I don't know what to do because do I continue to grind?
I'm potentially losing a top 16 berth.
That's true. That's right.
And I know that, but like. Some of the people below me, like I talked to Katron for a long time this morning because we're really good friends, and he knows like he can't risk his grandmother's life.
Yeah.
Will Jenkins in the same spot. He's like Will's like one spot above me, and Will and I are both in a position where it's like we could possibly lose our spots because some of these people want to live their lives, go to these other countries, they live by themselves, they have no like it's a very real chance Hunter passes me this weekend.
Yeah.
There's a very real chance Jose passes me this weekend. But I can't put my life on hold.
Over Pokemon or top 16 race.
I can't. Yeah. Like, would I rather like have top 16 or would I rather kill my fucking family?
Right. That's
like.
Yeah. Or it's just a risk factor.
Yeah. Like
I don't want to be like when we talk. Like, especially when you talk, it always just sounds like you're going to get coronavirus, which,
I mean, at the rate it's spreading, there's always like a small chance I might already have it, which is the shit out of me.
Yeah. It does. I've had that, like, anytime Like, I don't know, I'll be like drinking water and like I'll choke on it. I'm like, coronavirus? Am I dying here?
Yeah.
But it's like,
I'm on Twitter right
fuck.
now. Even Critical Hit just pulled out of this
Oh,
the
I seen that whole post about it. I'm like, again, do what you want to do. Like, I don't fuck your fucking contract.
The issue is they put in their money and they contract, so they're not getting any of what they pumped in. Like, they're not getting their tickets back. They're not getting the equipment money back. Like, that's all gone. But if you're Critical Hit, I know personally because 3 of the casters for this weekend were going to be Chip, Alex, and Slutsky.
Yeah.
Really good friends of mine. They were given the option to, you guys make the call, like if you want to come or not. And almost instantly this morning, all 3 were calling Delta to get flights refunded.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Like literally, like this morning, they were all like talking to each other in our group chat about how to get their shit refunded. And I was like, okay, they made their call. And then just now, like 10 minutes ago, they're pulling out. Emily and Dawes and TJ are pulling out.
Yeah, I agree.
Everyone's eating a loss. Like everyone's losing money. You're bleeding money somewhere. I understand. Losing money in one place is one thing, but like think about the medical bills. Think about
fucking
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing is a shit show. I mean, at the end of the day, we just don't know. It could just be nothing. It could be wipe out our fucking population. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? The 1% has a good idea, and like, I don't know. I've been alive on this earth for 27 years, and Disney doesn't shut down for nothing. that's where I'm looking. I'm like, there's something to NBA, this. Yes, Disney. That shit doesn't just shut down.
Like, they're both like billion-dollar things. Like they're not just fucking like.
You know how much money like Disney's eating right now? They're just like, I know it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to them because they're gazillionaires, but like,
they're eating a lot.
Yeah. They're like
everyone working. Okay, a lot of corporations too, what they're doing is like, I'm sure Disney is probably doing it too. Yeah. If they shut down like this, they pay your employees.
Yeah, they're still paying. Yeah.
So like they're literally paying people out of pocket, not getting anything in.
Exactly.
Like I know, for example, like for Sierra, like if anything happens to her, they're closing Starbucks down and still paying employees.
That's good. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's really good for like people to do that. It's just fucking. It becomes rough.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we don't go into like full apocalypse now mode, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't think I want to say won't go that far. But again, like I said, we don't know anything. We don't we sit here. We've talked about this for almost an hour, and to be honest, like if you're listening to this, we really don't know shit. And
yeah, we're just also shooting the shit for the last hour.
Just shooting the shit because it's a real big topic right now, and we're really just saying our opinions on situations. And tomorrow it could just be like, oh, false alarm, we're chilling, we figured this out, or like we just don't know. So like chill on everything. Oh.
Yeah. Just live your life. Just be smart, guys.
Do what you want. Again, do what you want to do. A lot of these companies are shutting you down from doing like the shit you really want to do anyways. Which is
just prepare, like go out, make that one final run to the grocery store, stock up on stuff. I know toilet paper is probably not in your area anymore.
Dude,
you guys are gonna have to wash your ass with water.
Yeah. Get that bidet, dude.
Go right into the shower.
Bidet.
I mean, do it old school. Just get a bucket and get like a thing of water and just
don't do that. Please don't do that.
It's just, I mean, just take a shit and walk right into the shower.
Oh, okay. All right. That actually isn't a bad idea. All right. Let's end this on like a kind of like we went coronavirus for 50 minutes. Now let's talk about how I'm in the biggest slump ever, and God, I suck. I know.
The mistakes you're making, dude. This man Zach messaged me. He's like, "Yeah, I used to support on turn 1 again," and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
I don't even know, dude. And like in one of my games, I think I explained this on the podcast, or I don't know if I explained this on my last podcast, but I was facing a Zacian. I'm playing Pikarom. I go full blitz turn 1. I put 6 energies on my fucking Pikarom. I'm like, look at it. I'm like, look at his board state. I'm like, there's no way he can knock me out. 0 chance. Like, I'm resistant. Like I'm good. Even if he does 230, like 240 with a band, but minus that's 220, I'm still alive. Like I got this. And like he plays out his turn, gets 3 energies on Zacian, puts the stadium down, the one that does damage to GXs.
Shrine.
He puts Shrine down, and he goes knockout, and I'm like, that's 230. He's like Shrine 240. I'm like, oh, you're right. I was like, oh fuck, yep, you got me. And I'm like, I get halfway through my next turn, and I'm like, wait a minute, that definitely didn't knock out. Like that's definitely, I knew there was no way, and I'm like, all right, I don't know what I'm doing, and like I really think it's because I shiny hunted for a month.
It's just this like weird part of the year, like everyone just like takes a break, and it's really hard to get back into things because of the holidays.
Right.
So we go from like having a really rigorous schedule up to like the middle of December, and then it's like December to first week, or like till Dallas. There's a break,
right?
And Dallas happens, and typically Dallas has been a different format the last 3 years, so it's been like it's just expanded, and then Dallas ends, and then it's just like it's
the last
break.
time I played was Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas becomes a break again to OCIC, which is like where I went.
I didn't know that, and I'm like.
And then everyone who came back, and then OCIC like starts the next like wave of we're back to grinding. Like quarter 3 is always grindy, quarter 4 is always pretty grindy, but like quarter 2 has that weird like just nothing happens for a little bit.
Right. And I'm like in my head, like I feel very stupid because it's like I sit here, like I picked up a fucking deck, decided I'm gonna go to California, which California is filled with killers. Like, if you don't know, like, my League Cup had, like, Sam Chen and Carter and, like, all these motherfuckers. They're filled with killers. And, like, I'm like, how stupid am I to think that I could pick up a deck, go to a cup I haven't played since Dallas, haven't played a hand of this new fucking rules where you can't play a supporter on turn 1, and think I'm going to win. And the worst part is, I sit here every week with the best players in the fucking world, and I talk to them about what makes them the best players in the world, and I do absolutely none of that. And like, I'm like, dude, it's almost disrespectful.
It's hard. Like, I don't know. Like, Australia was a pretty big flop from our group.
Yeah, true.
It's just the pressure just happens, dude.
Right?
Like. Me, Justin, Will, Sam, like, and Sierra all played like same 60, and 3 of them got points. Me and Justin, or Jose too. Me, Jose, and Justin all got 5-4 and bubbled points.
Fuck.
But like all 3 of us started with like shit records. Like I was 1-3. I think.
Sierra started out good and then tanked.
She was 4-0 and then she lost to Macargo.
Yeah, Macargo, bullshit.
That XY is hard to beat. She said the guy just like did shit, and I was like, yeah, I mean, can't do anything then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
felt for her, but
I had a cup on Wednesday. I fucking get ran by Mill. I was like, fuck this. Dude, I felt bad. I looked at it after he milled me. I looked at him. I was like, that fucking deck is degenerate. And I signed the paper and I left. I'm like, fuck. I get in the car. I'm like, it's just like, I shouldn't have said that, but I don't know. I've been getting shit on in the last like week, and I'm like, this just adds to the shitting. And then like my one buddy, I'm like, should I go to this or should I go to cups? And he's like, well, you suck at cups. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, getting the experience back will definitely help because when things eventually pick back up and if they do like lower the requirement or whatever happens, just like play some PTCGO, you know, I don't know, like just like somehow stay in shape. Like it's one of these things where it's like right now this the only thing that can be like compared to is like an athlete getting an injury.
Right.
Where
you still got a break.
Yeah. You still got to put your work in, but you're still like you're not 100%.
Yeah. I just couldn't. I don't know. It's very stupid of me. I'm like, fucking just to be that ignorant, think that you could do something like that. Like, you really reflect on shit like that. And then you start questioning it. Once you start losing consistently like that, I'm like, what am I, like, what's the point of this? Do I fucking stop going all the way to California just to do cups when that shit happens? And now I'm in the situation is like, is there even a fucking Worlds? Like, what do I do here? What do I do here, Rahul? Huh? No one's got the answer,
like, alright? I think this is like one of those situations where like Worlds is probably like fucked.
Right? Dude, that's why I messaged like 3 people that are like, Worlds is probably fucked anyways, dude. And I'm like, so I just hang it up. Do I hang it up now?
That was something that was brought up in the top 16 chat. What happens theoretically if Worlds is canceled this year, and we've all been working towards something? Like, what next? Like, what if we're on suspension for like a year and a half? What would people do? It was like a real question that was brought up in the chat, and for some of the younger guys like Tanner, Isaiah Bradner, like those guys said, find a new card game, go somewhere else. You know, they're young enough, they're 15, they're 16, yeah. Like they can go do that. For me, my simple answer was I'd probably put more time into my work, advancing my career. I'd find other hobbies, but I don't think like I had the time to completely learn a completely new game from scratch. No. Like I think I'd be like, I'd take my spare time to play video games that I wanted to for fun. You know, watch Netflix, like, you know, watch anime, like do my shit, like
if Worlds
maybe
is canceled,
play like,
yeah.
Not if Worlds, but like say like Pokemon is on indefinite leave for like 2 years, 3 years.
Oh fuck.
We can't leave our like lives like just on a halt, right? Like
that's rough.
We have to do something about it. So then
find a new hobby. But that's like at the end of the day, that's what it is. I get it. You just find a new hobby.
You find a new hobby, but like in my mind, I don't think I'd ever be as competitive as I was with the top 16 grind or whatever with Pokemon. Like when I think about it, like a lot of us in the top 16 chase or whatever are very blessed to be where we are. Like we're really fucking good.
Yeah.
And like we put a lot of time in, and it's really hard to justify putting the tens of thousands of hours we've already put in into a completely new game and learning it from scratch. No. Like I'm sure we could pick up any other card game like Magic and be a mid-tier player.
Yeah.
But like jumping to that high high skill ceiling will take tens of thousands of hours.
Correct. Like if it was that simple, everyone would just go play Magic, right? Like the money's there. But you put so much time into this fucking game. Like, you're good at this fucking game. You know? It's a different monster. I don't know. I'm thinking about hanging it up. I don't know. I think I'll hang it up. But I like the 30-day thing. I'm hanging it up for 30 days. Actually, there's a cup next Saturday. I'm going to it.
Do what you want to do. In my mind, I'm taking a nice 30-day break. It might be a forced break, but it's a break.
I'm going to go this fucking cup because it's 10 minutes from my fucking house. So
yeah, I get my weekends back for the first time in a long time. So for me, it'll be...
I'll travel. I'm on a 30-day travel ban. All right?
That's whatever, bro. Where are you going to travel to? The fucking ice cream shop?
No more California bullshit. Actually, there's a cup in Arizona I might go to.
Yeah, whatever. You're like, I'm going to Ben & Jerry's in Arizona. That's why I'm here, not Cup.
Might as well, because that's all. Fucking Drew Bennett took me to sushi in Arizona.
Ooh.
You already do. I just told Drew, I was like, when you come to Vegas, I'll take you to sushi. Real sushi. All right, buddy. But it was all right. It was okay. It gets weird. I don't know. Especially in Vegas, it's hard because the players here don't give a fuck.
So many people come in and out of Vegas too.
Yeah. Oh, when it comes to the coronavirus, and like we're fucking ground zero, boys. I know it. Like it might have not.
I mean, New York is pretty fucked right now.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, New York's pretty fucked. Yeah. California is fucked. But I think we're right behind them somewhere because I don't think we've had any like big talks about us being fucked, but it's just too touristy to not be fucked, right? I don't know. I'm chilling though. I interact with the same people every day, so as long as they're chilling, I'm chilling, I guess. if I get the coronavirus, I'll message you, and you can. I'll give you my top 4. Do you have one of these? Don't you? I'll give it to someone else.
What do you mean, bro? Give it to me. I want another one.
I'll give it to Russell. He don't have one.
Ooh.
Oh, got him! Russ!
Why would you do that?
No, I don't know, dude. He's been jabbing at the TCG community. I had to give him one back.
That's fair. I mean, as much as I'm like not on the same page as Russell, he's been making have been pretty decent.
Oh,
not
yeah,
towards the TCG community, but like about the coronavirus.
Oh,
and
100%.
Stuff.
I agree. Even though I write shit that sounds like I don't agree. I still agree with you, Russell. I still agree. I'm not an idiot, but I do.
I wish I could do what he's doing and bring Sierra over.
Oh well, yeah. Well, you have a, yeah. It just matters. Everyone's situation is different. Exactly.
She won't move. She's stubborn.
Everybody's situation is different.
She also lives on her own, so I'm confident that if she can hold herself up if anything happened.
Yeah. Good luck. No, just play. Yeah. It's all good. Everything's good. At the end of the day, I think everyone should just think positive. All right.
Don't let too much negative. As hard as it is to say, don't let too much negative thoughts come affect you. Because I'm fucking scared. Everyone's scared.
Yeah.
Just be kind to each other. Dude. Don't be a dick.
Right. I do recommend. Joe Rogan had virus guy on his podcast talking about it, and it's a really good listen. I'll probably link it down below. It's just good. The first half is like that shit freak you out. You're like, oh, we're dying, but by the end of it, it's like, all right, as long as we take our precautions, we'll be all right, boys. We'll be all right. It just we'll see where it all goes, you know. And at the end of the day, Pokemon don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, go play your regionals. Yeah. Let's go, Hunter Butler. Win that bitch. Pass Raul. Pass Will Jenkins. Jose Moreno. Fucking number 1. Let's go.
Win Guatemala. Lol.
And don't get the coronavirus. And then I'll lose all my subscribers because they don't like you. But it's okay. I'm okay with that because...
Or just get a coronavirus and die, honestly. It's up to you. You do whatever you want.
Whoa, don't do that.
I mean, if you want to.
If you want to do that, yes. If you want to do it, do what you want. That's the message we're going to end this with. I think me and Rauhl have both
I'm sleepy.
said this. I got to get up at 5. But it's not... I got 3 hours on you, so I'm good.
You do have 3 hours. I was like, wait, 5. I was like, wait, 5. That's like 8.
Yes. It's only 8 here, so I'm solid.
I also got to get up at 8, so it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're fine then. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm working from home, dude. I save an hour.
Yeah, no, you don't have to do shit. You're chilling. But yeah, we're going to wrap this up. The final word is do what you want to do. All right? And fuck all the people that are judging you, all right? Either way, like if you think you shouldn't go and people are saying you're stupid, fuck them. If you are going and people are saying you're stupid, fuck them. You know? Fuck it.
Yep.
Yep.
And just don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid.
You don't lick telephone poles or something. Don't make out with your homies. Come on.
Oh,
I mean, if you
I
want
don't know.
to,
I seen you and Xander. I'm just saying.
Whatever, bro. You can kiss his ass.
I'm gonna leave that to Xander. Leave that to Xander. And yeah. Dude. Throwing Xander under the bus at the end of the podcast. Welcome to Faded Town.
Just be safe. Just be safe.
Later, boys. We're scooping it up.